look at this game. Now look at this one. Now let me ask you a question. What do the games Minecraft and League of Legends have in common? You're probably thinking to yourself, well, nothing really, they're both very different games. But that's where you're wrong! Even with their vast differences aside, these two games share much more similarities than you think and have much more in common than you know. And if you follow along, you will see exactly what I mean by the end of this video. Let me cook, alright? Let me cook! Here are 3 things that tie these two games together. Commonality 1. Look at all these genres for games. Take one look over at Steam and you'll find plenty of genres, from MOBAs, sandbox, action, horror, difficult, platformer, open world, and that. But if I had to group all of them into 2 broad categories, these are the 2 categories that I would separate these games. On one side are the games that come and go. Games where there are more people coming in and leaving rather than staying. Games that you finish and then put back on the shelf, maybe for a future replay. Games like Mario Party. These games have a very low barrier of entry. Anyone can play them. You don't need to know about Mario to play Mario Party. In fact, you don't even need to know how to party to have fun. You just need to revel in the suffering of your playmates. Whereas on the other side is where we have both Minecraft and League of Legends. And this is what makes these games different on a fundamental level. When you play Minecraft for the first time, the game just throws you in with absolutely zero information. Let us pretend that the tutorial doesn't exist for this video because that's how I played it back in 1.4. And also, no tutorial is better. Fucking sue me. You have to quickly learn how to place and break blocks. Then also learn how to craft. Then you have to learn combat. Then learn mining. Then learn building. Then the nether. Then the potion brewing. Then learn redstone, enchantments, the end, how to use ender pearls, how to fly in elytra, spawn mechanics, boat mechanics, trading with villagers, hunger and saturation, netherite, piglin, mothering, the wither, beacons, raids, inventory management, taming and breeding, ancient city. The game overwhelms you with 100 different game concepts and gives absolutely zero poo as to whether you are able to keep up. Now once again, but with League. These are the names of all the champions' ultimate abilities in League. And I have to guess what champion that ability belongs to. So how did I do? Whoa. League also throws you into the game with absolutely no information. Just for those of you who aren't aware, you have to know the 5 main roles. You have to know all 165 champions, as of this recording by the way. And what 4 abilities they have, sometimes even 6, sometimes even 7. But wait! There's more! There's also minions, jungling, warding, baron, dragging these nuts across your face, you get the point. To the casual player, these 2 games seem like a bit too much, aren't they? Having to learn this much just as an entry into the game. Well, let me let you in on a very important secret I learned when I was about your age, boy. You see, Minecraft and League of Legends know this. They do this on purpose. They belong in what I call the sunk cost fallacy genre. While this high bar of entry would scare away people who aren't committed to learning every single mechanic, these people don't matter because they're not the people these games are looking for. Get the heck out of here. Their goal is to look for those who are, the ones who are intrigued, the ones who are committed. And if they can keep you interested enough to push you past the point of no return, you have played right into their hands. You are officially addicted. What they're effective at is creating players for life. Quitting this game just suddenly has much more weight behind them. Suddenly, you're reluctant to abandon these games because you have invested so much time into it, even when it might be better for you to do so. You have learned all these mechanics, all these concepts, all these playstyles, all this game time, all these days, weeks, months, and years invested into the game. Are you willing to give all this up after committing this much into it? And so, it doesn't matter how many years pass. It doesn't matter how many controversies surround these games. It doesn't matter what they do. You will always come back to Minecraft. You will always come back to League of Legends. You always do. But that is just one piece of the puzzle. Having game mechanics that essentially turn players into abusive relationship victims is one thing. But if games don't do something extra, then maybe having too many controversies will actually end up killing your game. So look at this footage from Minecraft. Now look at this footage from League. Do you see where the magic happens? Of course you do. You're very smart. That's what I like about you. And that's what you like about this video. Both Minecraft and League of Legends have player-driven content creation at their core. They make players have some power, some influence. Make them feel like they actually mean something in the vast, empty and endless horizons of our infinite universe. These games don't just have a community, they actively depend on them to continuously generate and make content for them. In Minecraft, it's building worlds, crafting mods and making whatever the hell mumbo jumbo is making in Redstone. In League, it's designing new strategies and shaping the meta and whatever the hell clickbait videos new Korean build League YouTubers are making. It's just like every famous YouTuber, you can't be the only source of content for your channel. Sometimes you have to let your own community make the content for you. React to your own subreddit, read your comments, sometimes even just directly let them make the content for you. And yes, I'm of course including myself in the future, because one of these days, I'm gonna be one of them. I make the best content with the best quality, giving you the best viewership experience. And the world just doesn't know it yet. But you can donate through Super Thanks to help the world notice me faster. Thank you. By letting the communities creatively express themselves, to some extent, it allows them to stay relevant. It adds a second layer of new content to the game and keeps things fresh and interesting, even when the actual games themselves release something that isn't. And it makes players feel like they've played a part in creating content in the game, which ends up making them more attached to the game they're playing. Take a guess as to what this attachment does. So sure, while many games follow the same addictive playbook as Minecraft and League, what separates them from others and what keeps them both at the top is their ability to keep making players feel as if they're part of something more, something better, something bigger. So this last similarity is something that's a bit more personal to me. Something I've always been afraid of in life is the idea that what I'm doing is a waste of time. During uni, I was really afraid that I picked the wrong course, the wrong degree, and I was essentially wasting my time forcing myself into a career that won't be my future. And this fear essentially locked me into the 3 most miserable years of my life. Even doing YouTube now, there's always this small part of me that says I'm putting too much effort into something that will ultimately be a waste of time. It's this feeling of not wanting to be left behind in life. So you wish you could just redo the past and undo all the times you've wasted your time. Undo all your mistakes. Undo something you'll regret in the future. Undo all the times you've tried something new and it failed. So you can hopefully get the boost you need to catch up to someone else in life. In some ways, I can kind of find somewhat of a parallel as to why it's so hard to quit these games. Quitting something that we've sunk a lot of our time into feels like you're admitting that all those years were just a waste of time. So, what these 2 games have done is teach me what the phrase wasted time really means. Obviously, this was not intentional. The only things Minecraft has intentionally taught me are slavery and colonialism, whereas the only thing League of Legends has taught me is the entire spectrum of offensive slurs. But regardless, I think this is something that I want to share with the communities of both of my favorite games. Had I not gone through with my uni course, I wouldn't have realized that this field of career wasn't for me. Those 3 years essentially gave me the closure I needed to really tell that this wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Had I not played Minecraft, my life might be a vastly different story right now. Had I not played League, I wouldn't have met my closest friends who mean everything to me to this day. What I'm trying to say is that don't spend all your time worrying about the time you could have gotten. Or spend your time worrying about always being productive and always being optimal in life. The time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. I'm not saying you shouldn't chase after your goals in life. Nor am I asking you to use this as an excuse for something important. Like finishing that assignment that is due tomorrow morning. What are you doing here, bro? When you know that you're wasting time and you continue with that, you will end up regretting your decision to waste time. So enjoy wasting your time in ways that you wouldn't regret later. If you're watching a TV show, immerse yourself in that. Laugh at the jokes, feel sad, cry if you want to. Sure, you could have spent those hours learning how to cook, or writing a book, or getting a new skill, getting paid, getting new experiences, getting some bitches that you don't have. But if this wasted enjoyment time makes you happier and more productive later, or sometimes if these wasted times play the key role in shaping who you are today,
if you enjoy it, it's not time wasted, all right? That's the key.
Maybe someday, there'll be a third game that reaches the same level of influence as these 2 games. Until then, the choice is yours. Do you still want to play these two games? Or do you want to play something better? Which brings me to this video's sponsor, Genshin. If you've enjoyed this video, then check out this video where I tested out Minecraft's experimental villager changes. Huge thanks to this video's actual sponsors, omi-chromium, EverHope, Master Potato, and the Flying Fire for their super thanks.